Hello there, this is DBT and these are the rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt Legends. And today, I'm gonna show you whatever happened in the Grand Prix for the car that you see on the screen right now, which is of course the Formula E Gen 3 Championship Edition. I'm not only gonna show you the results, but really all of the races that I did, you're gonna see the times and also my struggles, and I'll tell you how it went overall. But before I jump into it, if you enjoy my content, you know what to do. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because doing these things tell YouTube that this is worth recommending to more people, and in that way the channel can be found by more individuals. So it helps the channel to continue going. Go ahead, like and subscribe for some more Asphalt Legends content right here. But alright, as I just mentioned, this Grand Prix already ended, obviously, and I'm gonna show you each one of the races. I recorded them, so yeah, let's start it up. Now, for the very first round, this is the only one where I'm gonna show you two races. I don't know why I recorded both in the same video, but it's fine. It gives me time to explain to you how this thing started, because you know that this car was available through some events beforehand, and thanks to that I was able to take the car to 2 stars, like 2.5 stars or something. So I was never able to unlock the car with those packs, what was it, like a month ago or whenever. So if I really wanted this car, this was gonna be my only opportunity to do it. So having it at 2.5 stars, I decided to spend a bit of tokens and really take it to the 3rd star, and that is basically how I took the car for the vast majority of all of the rounds, at 3 stars and overclock. Now, I've said it a bunch of times that I'm not a particularly amazing player over here. I shouldn't say particularly amazing. I'm not amazing at all. I'm not particularly good. I'm just okay. So always Grand Prix are a bit of a struggle. So yeah, I was just hoping that I was going to be able to do my best over here. So I did sandbag it a tiny little bit. I ended up in tier 3. I believe this one was in tier 3. What happens is that I played both on my Switch and in global. This you're seeing, all of these races are from my global account. So yeah, I don't remember. One was tier 3, the other one was tier 4, I believe. I don't remember. The point is that I needed to be in top 2 or maybe top 3 in order to actually win the car. But still, like I said, it is difficult for me to do this Grand Prix simply because I'm not that good of a player. But hey, I was trying my best. Of course, always following the advices by Amog, one of the content creators for the game. He always posts laps, you know, like tutorials on how to do the Grand Prix, so yes. Alright, so that was my first attempt and actually was not very good. Now you can see that already my opponent, somewhere over here, was driving also the same rank that I was, which is again 3 stars plus overclock. And yet you're gonna see that there's people also with lower ranked cars that still were giving me quite the fight. Now, I knew that this was not gonna be my best time for this lap because in my practice I had gotten much better, so I did like, now I'm gonna do another one. And like I said, for all of these races that I did, I recorded every single one of them, but I'm just really gonna show you the quote-unquote victorious one, the best time that I got in the actual submission of the time. So, starting with this track with the Caribbean, I've always gone on the left side over here for the big jump rather than this one, but like I said, Ammo posts for every single Grand Prix his own advice as to how to do these races and whatnot. So I take what I can from him. Obviously, he's a much better player than I am, so I cannot even get close to his stamps, but still, it helps me to figure out a little bit, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this over there and that over there, things like that, right? So hey, I gotta say that probably playing more Grand Prix has made me be a tiny bit better at the game overall, because now I understand some mechanics a little bit better. Like Amog used to, in every single video he was talking about how this car, when it comes to ramps plus shockwave, it's insanely powerful, things like that, right? So hey, you learn little by little. But yeah, this was a very decent track for me, and this is something that you're gonna notice as I show you these rounds. Obviously, this is a long race. This is like a 1.5-minute race in theory. Obviously, it's a little bit shorter, but still. It's a bit of on the longer side of the tracks that were played. And one thing that I will tell you is that surprisingly, when it comes to longer tracks, for some reason, I seem to do a little bit better than I do at short tracks. And again, this is gonna come later in this video, but there you go. So you can see that I did improve the time quite a bit by like several seconds. And thanks to that, I was able to hit the first place for the first round. So beautiful. There's the first one. Now for round 2, we have this very short track in Himalayas, and oh boy, do I hate this one. No matter what car am I driving, I hate doing this race because I'm not good at it. Again, following all the advice that Amog gave, but Jesus, you have no idea how much. I probably spent like a full hour practicing over and over and over and over. Like I just mentioned, all of these races are overclocked, but this route, man, it's such a pain in the rear side to me because I can rarely do it properly. But overall, the more that I practice over here, I was kind of pleased with how I was performing in these races. Still, obviously, my best practice time was better than my final submission time over here. But hey, that little jump over there gave me a bunch of air time, save for the shockwave, enough shockwave for the ramp, and beautiful. There we go. And that actually gave me, what, was that a first or a second? I think this was a second place. Now, you can see over here that this person, shout out by the way to all the people that I was playing against because, man, they were putting a fight. But he's using the same car and he was like half a second faster than I was, so much better play than I was. And I was like, okay, I think even my best practice time was not better than this guy's time. So it's like, yeah, there it is. As much as I practiced, as much as I wanted to do good in this one, and I did pretty all right, it was still not good enough to beat a player that knows how to do it better. Now for round 3, we got into, I always forget, Tuscany. And actually, this track, people say that it's a very bad track, but I don't know, I actually kind of enjoy it. It is kind of complicated towards the end. And over here, it was actually very interesting for me to try to figure out the moment to use the nitro. Oh, this was super weird, because in none of my practice sessions, I had gotten that weird half barrel roll. I don't know that that was good or bad. I was ready for this to be like, oh no, this is gonna be a terrible lap, I'm gonna have to do it over and all of that stuff. But no, actually, even with that bit of a mess up, I don't even know if it was a mess up, what it was, ended up working out. But you can see that my opponent is ahead of me still. And yes, I was saying the end of these races where things get a little bit funky. In general, over here I was able to overtake him by doing just that section a little bit better with more speed. A bunch of drift on this side. I didn't do punch drifts. Amok kept on saying that punch drift here, punch drift there. But since my car was at 3 stars and his was at 2 stars, maybe that's why I played a bit of a different role. Saved the shockwave for that, a second shockwave, and basically a straight line. And there you go. A bit of a longer track, and once again, I was able to do relatively alright. And I got another first place. Lovely stuff. Once again, this guy, pretty close in my time with the exact same rank, same thing. Well, no, this guy was 2 seconds behind, but still, you kinda get the idea now. But yeah, when it comes to slightly longer tracks, somehow, I seem to do okay. Oh, Jesus. Speaking of short tracks, speaking of nightmares, I can tell you, I practiced for this one so much. So much. And the results were still suboptimal. Again, this is one of those short tracks that in theory, well, it's a short track. There's not too many things to worry about. But man, this track can be such a pain in the rear side. And doing these jumps that I'm going to do here, it's such a thing that I never do. I am incredibly uncomfortable doing them. This right here, I never go for this jump. I never go for this other jump on the right side. And you can see that I actually skipped some of the fancier tricks over here with a double drop down. I'd go for a single one. Again, if you know how to do this track proper, you can see all of the mistakes that I'm making. But man, again, very short track, not my cup of tea. And once again, I landed in second place. Well, actually, it doesn't show the first one. Let's see if I scrolled. Yes, I did. This time, it was this guy who beat me by 200th of a second, approximately, something like that. But man, I'm telling you, short tracks are not my thing at all. Round 5 of the Grand Prix. We're in Osaka. And once again, we're back into a longer track where I feel a bit more comfortable. I seem to do okay. And this is another track that I've done a bunch of times in Grand Prix in the past. Grand Prix, what is the plural? I have no idea how I got that barrel roll, but I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I've done this one quite a few times, and I'm really comfortable with this track as a whole. Yeah, it is complicated in some sections, but overall, I feel like I am relatively alright at doing this particular version of the track for this location. But still, I felt like, nah, you know what, I should be able to do alright. And yet, I gotta admit it, I wasn't particularly happy. On my Nintendo Switch version, by the way, I was also struggling in the same ways that I was over here, but I have said that I actually do play better with the controller as I'm playing in this video that you're watching right now, that on the Switch. Oh, there I messed up a little bit by hitting that car. I lost a lot of speed, and then that jump felt really slow. Went for perfect nitro. But yeah, I was struggling also on the Switch, but I do play better over here on the computer. And I was sure that I was gonna get an even better result than I did in this race, because my practice time was way better than I got over here. In fact, I spent a bunch of tokens trying to improve this round, but no, I couldn't. And I ended up in second place, once again bested by the Flash, by basically a full second. And I do believe that I had beaten his time on my practice, but even though, like I said, this is one where I feel pretty comfortable playing this track, for some reason, when it comes to actually doing this submission rounds, I was just doing absolutely terrible. This was the best that I got, so I was like, you know what, that's it. I think I spent tokens in 2 retries and I wasn't willing to spend anymore. And I'm like, you know what, that's it. Then we are in round 6, and don't mind that little slowdown at the start. For some reason, OBS was being dumb, but here we go. Another long track, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If you notice, my top speed is gonna be higher. Because this being the last round, I realized that unless I made a huge mistake, like not submitting a time or anything, it was gonna be guaranteed that I was gonna be getting the key for this car. And that's when I realized, oh, wait a second, I have it only at 3 stars. What if I took it to 4 star and I have the car at 4 stars? Yeah, why not? So yeah, I spent a bit of tokens, not a bit, a decent bunch, and it was so annoying because the drop rates were so bad. Oh my god, they were absolutely terrible. I don't know how many 10 packs I only got 1 single drop for the blueprints, so I was literally hating life at that point. But anyway, I did take it to the 4th star, and again, at this point I knew that I was gonna be able to unlock the car so long as I didn't forget to submit a time. So it was more for wanting to have this car at a higher star count by the end of the Grand Prix than, you know, getting a better time. You can see over here that even against my opponent, which also, by the way, it's at the same star, at 4 stars, I still got quite 2 seconds of an advantage. Now, I don't know what happened with the Flash, because I believe that he must have forgotten to practice for this round or something, because I didn't see him right here, and you can see that this round was gonna end in about an hour by the time that I recorded this. So, yep, that was basically it. And I think over here I'm gonna show the results. Yeah, DVT, can you just keep going? Thank you. Yeah, again, remember, we're watching a video that I recorded some days ago, but yeah, there it is. So yeah, this was the last round, and there are the results as they were showing over there. Now, right here, I'm gonna pause so that you can see. This is the Flash guy. By the way, once again, shout out to him because he was so close for the longest time. By the time that I recorded, he hadn't submitted his time. That's why he was on 0. But you can see if he had gotten the first place, he would go at 280, and me getting second place would have gone to 280 as well. So it would have been sort of tied. It would have been interesting what would have happened there. But anyway, so I didn't know if he was going to participate. I still wanted to record this whole table so that you would see what were the results. You can see how we were. He was first. Excuse me, I was first, he was second. Then he was first, I was second. I was first, he was second. He was second, I was third. No, wait. No, I was second, he was third. Over here, he didn't do great. Then he was first, I was second, and over here I was first, and it remained to see what happened, if he was gonna submit his time before the round ended. And obviously, well, I didn't know that until, you know. Okay, there it is. So I was in tier 3. This is where I was. So I sent back a little bit to get into tier 3. I don't like getting into 4 or 5. Tier 3, I think it's a pretty decent one because there's still a bunch of keys to get. And yeah, the competition can be interesting. So that is how it looked towards the end, or rather, at the end on the last season, on the last round. Jesus Christ. But now back to the actual game. Let's see what happens with my claim of this car. Whatever happened? Did I lose my possession? No, I still finished in first place with 285 points. So basically, it remained the same. Let's have a look at whatever happened, because I was really curious what happened with the Flash. Now, okay, he did submit. Okay, great, there it is. He did submit his lap. He only landed in second place over there. So, yeah. Still, like I said, if he had gotten the first place, we would have ended up at literally the same points. So that would have been kind of interesting, you know, to see who would have kept the first. But hey, whatever, it's fine. Let's just finally claim this whole thing. And yeah, I'm gonna get my key. I'm gonna get 1 epic and some random packs because, yeah, that's kind of how that works. So there's my key, my epics, and some packs that don't contain anything that is particularly useful to me. Let's just go ahead and unlock my Formula E Gen 3 Evo Championship Edition. I forgot to say the Evo part at the start of this video. It's fine. Let's unlock it. Let's go, baby. Oh, yeah. New car added into the garage. Now, I did say at some point that it wasn't really worth spending on this car and whatnot and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I still, you know, I still stand by what I said. But at the end of the day, I did decide to spend a little bit into starting it up and whatnot. Once I realized that I was going to be able to win it in the Grand Prix, I'm like, yeah, why not? Might as well get it. I already have the Formula E Gen 2. Why not get the Formula E Gen 3? And speaking of this car, by the time that I'm recording this and at the time that this video is released, it should still be available. Let me get into it. This special, this event for the Formula E Andretti Finale. This is basically the finale of all of the Formula E Gen 3 events and everything that has been happening. And let's have a look at it. Now, over here is going to be a free try for the car. The regular rewards are what you would expect, nothing too special. In the solo rewards, you can get the decal for the car for free. As GameLoft explained that they were going to give the decal for free and all that stuff. You can get some credits, some tokens, some additional bunch of blueprints, 4 blueprints, and 3 epics, as well as some VIP points. So yeah, why don't I do this race, claim my blueprints, because, I mean, I may or may not want to spend some tokens and take this car to the 5th star. So yeah, a bit of a spoiler. I'm gonna try to do that maybe, but I say maybe because really I don't know how many tokens I want to spend on this thing. As you may have noticed right there in when I was looking at the events, there's already the Lego Technic Revuelto event, and I've said it a bunch of times. My tokens in this game have only one single purpose, and that is Lamborghini. And now finally there's a new Lambo, and my tokens are gonna be spent on that. So that's where I want to spend tokens. But the reason why I was thinking about finally starting it up this car to the 5th star is because even without those epics from this event, I already have enough epics to gold the car. So it would be kind of a shame to have the car at 4 stars, have all of the epics, and yet not gold it because, well, I'm missing the last star. So that's why I was like, nah, you know what? I'm willing to spend a bit of tokens and see if I get lucky enough to unlock this car. No, excuse me, not unlock, start it up to the 5th star. And I don't know exactly how many tokens I'm willing to spend. Again, it's really gonna be more about what kind of luck I get on these packs. Because like I said, when I was buying the packs during the Grand Prix to take it to the 3rd star, or was it to the 4th? No, to the 4th star. Man, the drop rate was absolutely outrageously bad. And I was legit getting annoyed at that. So I don't know, if I start getting some horrendous drop rate over here, I might just have to start it up and just wait until something else happens where I can finally take it to the last star. I don't know what that's gonna go. But yeah, this race should have given me indeed the decal. If this was to roll a little faster, yeah, I think I got everything. Beautiful. Okay, one last round. I've already done some races outside of this video. You know, this is gonna be the last one that I need for the blueprints. But I just wanted to quickly say that, as I mentioned earlier, I've said in another video how this car is not all that amazing. You shouldn't have spent on it and whatnot. So there might be a very legit question of DBT. Then why are you willing to spend some tokens on this thing if you said that this wasn't even worth it? Yes, it is true. But it has to do with the fact that I really like racing cars. And this might be electric and whatnot, it doesn't vroom and all of that stuff, but it does look kind of cool. It doesn't have a gigantic wing like the type of racing cars that I normally like, but I still appreciate the motorsport of it. So I do have already in this account, in my global account, I have the Formula E Gen 2 straight up at gold, which is a Class C car. Not as useful, but still a very fun little car to drive and whatnot. So I thought, hey, why not have both of them over here at gold? Now, like I said, this is really just gonna depend on what kind of drop rates I get. I think I'm willing to spend about 5,000 tokens and see where it gets me. If in 5,000 tokens I've gotten absolutely garbage luck, then I'm not gonna proceed to spend any further. If with 5,000 tokens I've gotten considerably close, or, you know, I've seen some decent progress, then I might continue spending. But we'll see how things are gonna go. For now, I just wanted to do this last race, which, by the way, well, this particular race wasn't as good, 12.4. In previous attempts, again, the ones that I didn't record, I ended up like 11 something. It's gonna say right here. Yeah, 11,919. So yeah, let me claim some of this stuff. It's fine. As I was saying, I actually do play better here on PC with keyboard than I play on the Switch. So there is that, but there it is. My last blueprint that I could claim. That's why I wanted to do this race. Right here, this obviously already got me to 10%. And I claimed just about everything except for some tokens and some credits that I messed up, but it's fine. I'll claim that later. For now, really what I wanted to do was, well, see what do I get for this car. And there it is. Now, again, by the time that I'm recording this video, these packs are still available for 3 days and some hours. By the time this video goes live, there should still be like 1 day or so available. Maybe it's already over, hopefully not. Hopefully I can release this before that happens. But yeah, this is gonna be my opportunity to start up further this car. So, yeah, I think it's time to start buying and hope for the best. Now, it would be fantastic if the game was to be cool with me and give me a lot of blueprints for the car, but let's see. Right, so right there it gave me 2 drops for the car. Pretty good, you know, considering that I've gotten cases where it gives me basically just 1 drop, which is the guaranteed one. And this one I got, ooh, 3 drops, let's go. All right, looking pretty decent so far. So, cool. I'm telling you, buying these 10 packs and only getting 1 drop is so demotivating. So there's 1, 2. Well, realistically, the last one is always a guaranteed one, so this is only the other one, but still, it's looking quite alright. I started at 58,800, by the way, if you didn't notice with my tokens. So at 53,800 is where I'm gonna reconsider my choices in life, at least when it comes to this. Let's see. Here, there's... What the Let's go! Oh my god, I got a jackpot. Let's go! All right, no other drop over here, but this alone... Oh man, it made it work. Look at that. I'm only, what, 13 blueprints away. Oh my god. Okay, I think we're doing it. I think we're doing it. Oh boy. Come on. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, it's a little bit annoying that I'm missing literally only one blueprint. Hold on, do I have a wildcard for this? Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? For once, DBT was smart and remember that there's such thing as wildcards. So I only have 3, but I think this is well spent, because otherwise, you know, having to spend another 750 tokens, now I think this is absolutely worth it. My last one, oh my god. Let's go, Papa! Very nice. All right, so that makes my Formula E Gen 3 to 5 stars. But as I was saying, the beauty about this is the fact that I already have all of the epics that I need. In fact, I have too many epics for it, but let's see. Okay, let me apply it over here. I'm not gonna gold it right at this moment, because again, it's gonna be a lot of credits, but I just want you to see. I have 2 epics applied so far, right? Well, I have 13 left. This car only needs 8 epics in order to gold it. So, should I do it? No. Should I do it? Let's do it. Goodbye, credits. It was nice meeting you. It was nice having you around. Yeah, I mean, let's celebrate the Grand Prix, the results, the everything. Goodbye to my credits. Ah, Jesus. Let's just, you know, there are times in life when you're like, you know, it just is what it is. You gotta roll with the punches, and once you do, having spent like 5 million right here and now. Oh, yeah, look at it. And on top of that, obviously, I do also have the decal that was given. Can you buy this, by the way? No, you can't. Oh, it would have been cool if you could buy those. But anyway, yeah, I have it, obviously, the default color and with the livery that makes me think of Formula 1, you know, back in the day of the MP48 and things like that, white and red. But yeah, now thanks to this, I have both of my Formula E cars at gold. Oh, just look at these 2 little beasts. Yep, my 2 Formula E cars at gold. Now, it's kind of funny because in my Switch account, I was not able to get this car at gold at all. I only have it at 1 star because on the Switch, before Asphalt Legends Unite and everything, they skipped a bunch of events, so we couldn't get this proper. But hey, at least on my Switch, I also was able to get this car. I'm gonna probably end up doing the same thing on my Switch, of spending a bit of tokens in hopes that I can start it up. And I think on my Switch, I do have better, I had already more progress towards the last star, but still, oh yeah, my 2 Formula E cars at gold. Let's drive it. And I was actually gonna go into MP2 to drive it, but I think I am in the correct league to drive it. I'm in Silver 1 in MP1, and I do believe that the Formula E, it's in, yeah, there it is. Isn't it? Isn't it? Silver, yep, it is Silver 1, my Formula E. Let's drive it, let's see what it can do. There's actually another Formula E, but at much lower stars, but still. So yeah, I don't know. Now, thanks to this, I have another full-on racing car. Might be electric, but hey, it's a racing car, so I'm not too bothered about that. And I shall be able to drive it from time to time over here in MP1. Again, obviously in Silver 1, it's very low in the leagues. And right now, probably it feels more like I'm smurfing, so there's a decent chance that I'm gonna get a good result. I would love to eventually make a proper video testing this car in MP1, so let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video once the leagues reset, or maybe try this on a higher sub league than Silver 1. It could be really interesting because again, this car is quite a bit of fun. Like I said, it may not be an amazing, straight up the best car out there or anything, but you know, I like funky little looking cars, and this is definitely one of them. And hey, the effort of practicing and all of that paid off, so here we are with my beautiful car. Now I know that some of you just straight up lucked out and got it from the key packs from the previous events and whatnot. I was hoping that was gonna be the case for me, but nope. The drop rate was not on my side. It's fine. At least I got it over here. So yeah, now I'm happy to own a Formula E car, the other Formula E car at gold. I don't know, what can I tell you? It makes me happy. Now, do also let me know in the comments if you're interested on seeing that video on the Lamborghini Lego and spending tokens on it. Who am I kidding? Of course I'm gonna make that video, but hey, let me know in the comments if you want me to do it, or if you want to see it, or what's that. But yeah, you know, that's the only objective of my tokens is that, so of course that's coming, but for now, I definitely wanted to spend a little bit and see if I could get it to the 5th star, and I definitely did, and I'm pretty happy. 5 million credits spent as well, but hey, you know, it is what it is. At least I get to now enjoy my Formula E. And speaking of enjoy it, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe. If you would like to support me directly, please consider joining the Vroom membership program for access to exclusive videos and some other perks. Check the information over there by the join button. But that's gonna do it for this video. Once again, like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff, and I will see you on the next one.